Breaking news. The State Department instructed its embassies and consulates worldwide to start laying off visa officers. What does it mean for you if you're going through the immigration process? How is it going to impact your case that is currently pending or about to be filed? I'll break down all the areas that will be impacted by this important move from the State Department and what it means for you if you're about to start your immigration journey today. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our Immigration Channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the major announcement from the State Department about cutting staff from its major embassies and consulates worldwide, essentially removing visa officers and local employees. This is all part of a new executive order, which we'll talk about. And it's important for you to understand which areas of immigration will be impacted by this executive order, as well as the closing of these embassies and staff reductions. It's going to be impacting many areas, specifically in consular processing and people that are going through the immigration process right now. We're going to talk about how it's going to impact most visa applicants, American citizens who are currently abroad, companies who are filing for employees to come back to the United States. How is it going to impact family-based immigration, the millions of people that are currently overseas trying to come to the United States and their pending visa applications, spouses, parents, brothers and sisters, all this will be impacted. We'll talk about it in a second. And finally, work visa applicants, those of you that are applying for different work visas, waiting for stamping, and essentially stuck overseas trying to come back. How is this going to impact you? We'll go over all these areas and I'll make sure that you'll stay informed. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end. So let's talk about what's happening. What is actually changing right now? Well, just a few days ago, the State Department announced that they're going to be literally cutting staff from most embassies and consulates worldwide, reducing staff by over 15%. Next, they're going to be actually closing certain posts, which means that the backlog that we're currently facing is going to go up. Why is this happening? This is happening because of a new executive order called One Voice for America's Foreign Relations. It talks about how diplomats and foreign service employees should behave, should conduct themselves while working overseas representing the United States. This executive order essentially shapes the way how embassies and consulates will be conducting business moving forward. So let's talk about who is impacted and what to expect next. Number one, regular visa applicants. When you're applying for any visa, student visa, tourist visa, work visa, you will be impacted because you're going to see longer wait times for appointments. You're going to see longer wait times for actually processing your case. And the big thing is that you're going to see less and less appointments available because guess what? If they're going to be closing down embassies and consulates, there will be less locations to conduct those visa interviews and less appointments available. So if you're going to be applying for a visa to come to the United States, whether it's a work visa or a tourist visa or a student visa, you need to act now before these policies are fully implemented. Number two, American citizens abroad. If you're residing overseas and you're an American citizen, plan ahead. Passport renewals are going to be delayed. Wait time to receive travel documents to enter and exit countries will be delayed. Getting birth certificates for children abroad will be delayed. If you're a US citizen living abroad, you need to plan ahead and start planning now. Before we talk about businesses being impacted by this policy, I want to remind you one thing. If you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. If you're watching my videos every week and you're not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing right now. And also, if you need help with your immigration matters, don't forget to send me a text to 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationasap.com. Leave your details there and one of our team members will contact you ASAP. And now let's get back into the video. Point number three, businesses. Businesses are going to be impacted by this new policy. If you're an international company, you're going to be expecting longer processing delays to bring employees into the United States. If you're a US company trying to bring workers from overseas, also longer wait times, less appointments available, and there's going to be a disruption in your business. If you're thinking about bringing employees over to the United States, whether H-1B visa, O-1 visa, or any other visa, you need to start planning now before these changes will be implemented. Number four, family-based immigrant applications. Many of you watching this channel are family-based applicants trying to time the visa bulletin, trying to figure out when you're going to get an appointment for your loved ones to come back to the United States. Well, guess what? You're going to see more backlogs, more delays. Even now, applicants are waiting for months, sometimes even years, to get an appointment after their case is sitting in the National Visa Center. Well, guess what? If we're going to have less embassies to service you, what's going to happen? You're going to wait even longer for your visa appointment to come. And what do you think? Just because you're an immediate relative, even immediate relative cases are going to take longer because what? The consular officers need to review cases, consular officers need to make decisions, and embassies need to be able to accept applicants for in-person interviews. The less officers they have to process your cases, the longer you're going to wait overseas to get an appointment. So if you are a family-based immigration applicant, you need to move fast. You need to put pressure on NVC. You need to try to expedite your case. And if you haven't started filing, you need to start, you need to jump on your immigrant visa case right now. Number five, work visa applicants. If you're applying for a work visa, H-1B visa, L-1 visa, O-1 visa, you're going to expect delays as well. You might not be able to see any more interview waivers like we've seen in the past. They may want to see more people because of further security checks. And if they have less officers to review, you're going to have to wait longer for your appointments. And in many cases, appointments are not going to be available. So again, if you apply for H-1B visa, O-1 visa stamping, L visa stamping, please plan ahead. Make sure that you start doing that now to avoid delays that are coming in the next several months. So why is this all happening? As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is because of the one voice executive order. But what is this executive order all about and how it's going to be impacting all these visa services? This executive order essentially says that all embassies and consulates worldwide, including their employees, must align with the president's policy and the president's voice. Essentially, if your opinions are different, if you're thinking differently, if you're somebody who is working against the system, you're not going to work in the system. It also creates a new way for the State Department to hire, evaluate, and promote officers within the government. And while you might not see these changes right away, this is going to be a larger impact on many people who are working in the State Department or are planning to get into a position with the State Department, specifically being shipped overseas. Imagine you need to have very qualified visa officers at these posts. And if we don't have enough visa officers that know and understand how to process visas, it's going to continue to increase the backlog and sometimes even come up with wrong adjudications and frustrations among applicants. So what can you do right now? You're watching this video, you're learning this new information. What should you be doing? Number one, you have to start planning ahead, long term, and you have to start doing this right now. So, for example, if your case is sitting with the National Visa Center, do whatever it takes to get this case out of there. File expedites, contact your congressman, put pressure on the US Embassy, whatever it takes to get your case flowing. If you're planning to study overseas, do this now. Find the university, get the visa accepted, get the visa appointment, and come already to the United States. Don't prolong these things because once we get into these backlogs, it's going to get very complicated. Number two, always be fully prepared. If you're actually lucky enough to have an appointment, have all your documents in a row. This is going to be the only appointment you're going to have. They're not going to reject you. You're not going to have to return for a second interview. Do this one time. Be prepared. Come with all the documents. Slay that interview and never ever return to this US embassy because you already have the visa and your passport. Number three, stay informed and proactive. Understand the new changes that are happening. Watch videos, read magazines, read information. Always stay informed because the more you know, the more you're informed. Some people come to me and they say, I never know. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. Well, watch the videos, read the information online. The more you know, the more you're going to be able to take action fast. The more you know, the more you're going to be able to take action fast because guess what? People who are watching this video are not going to find this information anywhere else, and they're going to be able to act on this now. And finally, if you're applying for a job, talk to your employer, make them act faster. If you're going through a family petition, encourage your family members to file for you as soon as possible. Do not delay anymore. We don't have time for that. We don't have the luxury for that. This is just one big change that we see that is happening in the State Department. But guess what? It's now coming to the US in the courts, judges being laid off and things like that. I'll make video about that as well. So the big changes are happening. And as a result, more and more backlogs and delays will happen. And it's your job to stay informed, stay proactive, and do whatever it takes to move your case forward. As always, if you need help with your immigration matters, send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationasap.com. Leave your details and one of our team members will contact you ASAP. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on our next video.